Hey guys, now you can follow me on Facebook. Just go to facebook.com/UltraMaximusReviews. Hello YouTube, Ultra Maximus back with the 31 horror toys in 31 days! And today we're taking a look at the Predator from NECA. And not just any Predator, it's the Nintendo version. So way back in the day, I want to say this came out in the 90s, late 80s at least, maybe early 90s. We had an 8-bit Nintendo game based on this movie, and that's what this deco is all about, which I'm really, really excited to take a look at. Of course, The Predator, one of my favorite monster movies from the 80s. So let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging. And here we have the packaging for the Predator, and I really like this because not only is this one of the, I think, the movie posters that was out and about back in the day, it looks like the Nintendo cover, and it's got the little distress marks, which looks cool. It says NECA down here that looks like the old Nintendo seal of approval. It says Schwarzenegger Predator. It says Real Toys down there. On the top, it says Predator. On the side, it says Predator. On the side, it says Predator, and there's nothing down at the bottom. So just kind of a close-up. Love that. Love all the little distress marks. Again, I think that's pretty cool. The little NECA logo there looks like Nintendo. Loving that. And again, I mean, it just got that Predator, same Predator logo all over the place. So here is the back of the packaging. And again, this is set up just like the old Nintendo box, which I really do like. It's got a write-up up here. It shows the Predator in its graphics mode because, you know, this is the 8-bit version, which is very cool. And then he's got his little claw out there. And then we get a picture of Arnie from the movie, looking super cool. So just kind of a close-up. If you want to pause and read that, you are more than welcome to. And there is the Predator, all blue. And there's his little claw thing. And then it's Arnold the Governor. He's going to shoot you, blam, 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 blam. So yeah, that pretty much does it for the box. Let's go ahead and get the Predator out of package and see what we think. Alright, so before we actually get the figure out of the package, I took the plastic off to kind of show off the opening of the box here. I really like these Nintendo NECA figures. We get this, the Batman was the same way, where we get the actual figure in here, and then the background looks like the video game itself, and then we get a scene. Just kind of a close-up. It says, "You're one ugly beast," Schaefer says, instead of "ugly motherfucker." And then we get a graphic from the game, which is really cool. And then at the top, we have the life, the item. He's got a punch, L4. And then there's the figure. And then in the background, you can see all the graphics, which is very, very cool. I love how they do that with the Nintendo figures. Just a lot of fun, and you know, it makes you want to keep the box. So here we have the Predator out of package, and this thing is glorious. I love this. Not only is the Predator, it's a great sculpt, but it's the 8-bit Nintendo paint scheme, and I just really dig that. I was a big Nintendo fan as a kid, and I had all these games, and it's just really nice to see these guys come out in these paint apps. I think they do a great job with them. Now, I will say that this figure stands really well. It's nice. And it's hefty. It does not feel fragile at all. Yet there are some very fragile-y type pieces on here, so this is definitely not for kids. It is the sculpt for the original Predator figure. I know that there's an actual movie paint variant version. There's also a Predator 2 version that's got a yellow paint scheme, and it comes with a spear and the skull and the spine, which is really, really nice. Now, he does come with a lot of accessories that we'll take a look at when we get a closer look at the figure. He does have his little weapon piece where the blades pop out there. He's got the weapon that sits on the shoulder. which seems a little large. I'll have to go back and watch the movie again. I'm sure it's proportioned right, but it just seems kind of large in comparison to some of the other Predator films. And he's got these little skulls hanging off here, the belts and the little tubes. Very, very nice. I am really digging this figure. For comparison, here we have the 8-bit Nintendo Predator with the Wolf Predator from Alien vs. Predator and the Vampire Batman. This is the only other Predator figure that I have. It is obviously in scale with him. It's got the straight up and down pose, which I kind of prefer over the Wolf Predator, as it's kind of locked into only a couple poses that you can get him in. And then just to show the size scale compared to a Batman figure, and of course, Batman has fought and beaten the Predator in the past. Who does Batman not beat? Now, as far as articulation goes on this figure, it's got some pretty good stuff going on here. The arm does move up and down. It goes out ever so slightly. There is a single jointed elbow, a twist at the elbow. The wrist does turn and is also on a hinge, which is nice. Now, the blades here do come out like that. So they slide in and out, the very soft rubber. There is a slight twist at the waist. There is no ab crunch. His head looks down just a wee bit. It looks up, again, just a wee bit. And then his head moves back and forth ever so slightly. But there's little dreadlocks kind of prevent it, as does this gun piece here. Now, this gun piece does move up like that. And you can rest it back that way. Let's see, the legs go up very, very slightly. They go farther back than they do go up. They do not go out. He is a double jointed knee, which is very nice. He's got a twist at the wrist, the ankle, and it goes up and down. And he's got ankle rocker pivot. That we all love. With this being the widest possible stance, he doesn't thread his legs at all, so the ankle pivot is almost worthless. So taking a closer look at the figure itself, again, I really like the figure for the deco. Some people aren't going to like this, but it is based off of the 8-bit Nintendo game. It also works for, camouflage, for, him going invisible, I guess. It's got the nice blues and purples. The head sculpt looks good. I like the mask. The little dreadlocks are amazing looking. All the detail on his arms there. All the paintbrush apps on the back of the gun piece on his shoulders. Looks really, really nice. Just great amount of detail. Great paint apps. Probably the 8-bit Nintendo games, while they're very gaudy, they're very well painted and probably better painted than a lot of figures we get today. Taking a look at the midsection of the figure, again, the paint app is just brilliant to give it that 8-bit look. The detail is amazing, like the little belts, the mesh on his body, all the little skulls, his little knives coming out of his wrist piece there. Looks really cool. The hands are sculpted nice. We get a nice closed fist on one, and that classic kind of Predator sprawled out fist on the other. I like the paint on the back of the skirt there. It looks nice. He's got the little bag, and then you got the little bomb piece on the other arm there that just looks super, super sick. And taking a look at the legs of the figure, the Predator's legs have always been kind of goofy because you can tell that it's just some shoes with some alien feet hanging over them. But it's painted well. I like the light blue paint apps. The legs look good. I like all the armor on the knees and around the ankles there. They did a great job with all the detail, and it kind of blacks out a lot of the back of the legs there. Because, you don't really see that in the video game much. It's all about the front forward facing and the side scrolling of the characters from the, 80s and the Nintendo from the old classic 8-bit NES, but it's definitely well done. So is the classic 8-bit Nintendo version of the Predator something you want in your Predator collection? Man, this is something that a lot of people are going to love or a lot of people are going to hate. If you don't like that Nintendo look, you're going to hate this. I think people in the millennials are not going to dig this. People that are in their mid 30s to 40s are really going to dig this because this is what we grew up with, playing video games, and it's going to get that nostalgia niche that you like. The figure itself is amazingly sculpted. If you don't like this paint app, you can get it in the movie colors. That's fine. You can also use this, like I said, for the camouflage, like in going invisible. If you want to use that in a diorama or something. I mean, it's just, to me, beautifully painted. But again, I'm an old Nintendo geek, and I definitely dig that. The price point on this figure, I think when it came out, was $25 or $30. I think I paid $25 off Big Bad Toy Store. And I got this. I got the RoboCop. I got Batman and Jason Voorhees, I think. It was Jason Voorhees, but I traded him for something else. That's neither here nor there. We're talking about this guy, the Predator. And, I like it. I think it's fun. It feels very solid in hand. There are some soft vinyl rubber bits, but be careful because I think some of the tubes and the little gun piece up here could easily snap off. So definitely not for kids. This is an adult collector piece, and it's worth the price. So there it is, the 8-bit Nintendo Predator from NECA. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, thumbs it up. If you hate this video, thumbs it down. To watch more Ultra Maximus, click on the links to the right. Don't forget to subscribe and share, like us on Facebook, and look for more videos in the future.